Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is Laurie from Longtree and Associates. And as we're getting ready for our 26th anniversary of being Longtree, our conference in connection with Honor Aging, this year our theme is Inspired Leadership. So our committee looked at some different areas because leadership is not just about being the administrator or the director of nursing, but how do we as colleagues and everyone that does inspiration. And I'm so delighted that these two people who are very close to my heart, we have given them the award for spirituality as an inspiration. Both of them have been providing presentations, education, consulting to our nursing home administrators, our assisted living, our comprehensive dementia practitioners. And I think it's been very vital for new leaders to be inspired about that part of spirituality, because we do know that providing good spiritual care to patients, every research has shown on a clinical way that it helps because it's hope. So first of all, I'd like to introduce Rabbi Stanley Asekoff, who has a very long and illustrious career of being a rabbi with a very special focus of working with elderly people and giving them that support. And one of, again, my dear friends, Miss Cecille Asekoff, we met when we both worked through the Jewish community, Jewish community housing community. And Cecille was very powerful in starting the Creating a Caring Community Together, in which we worked with 8 or 10 nurses, social workers, physicians from Israel, with 10 of us from America. And so we really collaborated. It was one of the most powerful, professional, and spiritual experiences in my life. So we do want to welcome both of you, and we want to say congratulations. And we're delighted that you have accepted this very small and humble award.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Laurie. Thank you.
Great.
And it's nice to be here.
Great. So when you think about, again, part of the award is not only what you've done for Longtree, because you are very well respected with our students. As you know, sometimes our students are like, it's a long day, but they always tell me how much they felt inspired by your talks, by your enthusiasm, and how spirituality plays a role at end of life or with elderly. So do you want to tell us just a little bit about what you think are key components of being inspirational or working with elderly, or what you can tell us as healthcare providers?
Well, I'll turn it over to my husband in a couple of minutes. I just want to make a little bit of an introduction. First of all, thank you, Laurie, and thank you to Longtree for this this honor. We're humbled by it. I think we should we should be able to understand that chaplaincy is about healing, and healing is not necessarily curing. Curing cannot always be accomplished. And many times, certainly with the aged and with the elderly, people come to the latter part of their lives, they can't be cured. But spirituality and pastoral care and chaplaincy is about healing, about the chaplain allows the resident or patient in a hospital, but a resident, the safe space, the space to be able to be herself or himself, and to be without being judged, without getting medications for it, without having it written down on a record, as possible causes, etc. But that's what spiritual care is, and it allows the patient or the resident to really come to terms with himself or herself, with the victories of life, the disappointments in life, in a non-judgmental atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to turn it over to my husband, Rabbi Asekoff, who is the chaplain, who has been seeing residents for years now.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Senator Kelly. I should have introduced also with Cecile that you were the executive director of pastoral chaplaincy and worked with a lot of chaplains to get certified. So you saw the professional need as well as the emotional need for it.
Correct. Laurie, I'm glad that you said that, because I forgot. The professional training for a professional chaplain, multi-faith, is called CPE, Clinical Pastoral Education. And 1 unit of clinical pastoral education is 400 hours. And for those 400, 300 hours are on the floors with individuals in a supervised kind of, relationship. And the other 100 hours is in a classroom kind of atmosphere. And in order to be a certified chaplain, one needs 4 units of CPE. That means that he or she needs 1,600 hours of training to become a certified chaplain. One can't just walk in and say, I want, any more than one can walk in and say, I want to be a nurse's aide, or I want to be a nurse, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a nutritionist. You have to have the appropriate kind of training in order to be able to do that. And like in any other profession, without that, you can do more harm to a patient resident than you can, can help them. So
Great.
now I'm going to turn it.
Right, thank you so much. Yes, Rabbi?
Well, first of all, thank you for the honor, which is very much appreciated. And I'm very happy to have the opportunity to talk about the honor, because the honor, as I remember, is for inspirational leadership. And in all of the sessions we've had, we in essence have talked about the different ways that we can be supportive spiritually of the people for whom we care. Different techniques of listening, of hearing, of enabling people to have the space to talk about what's important to them, to help them find meaning in their lives. But we never really touched on what is at the core of our endeavor. What inspires us as chaplains, as caregivers, to do this? And for me, it is the love of people and the opportunity that we have to give people the support they need to live meaningful lives. You know, we talk about independent living and we talk about assisted living. And we all talk about what independent living means and what assisted living means. But we don't talk about what living means. People don't come to us simply to exist until they leave this world. They come to live, and they need the framework of independent or assisted living to help them live life to the fullest within their ability to do so. As chaplains, we talk about the spiritual end of things, but the doctors and the nurses are talking about giving them the medical support they need to live a meaningful life. You don't come to us to die or to vegetate. You come to us to live. And the inspiration is that we understand that and we care about the people who are in our care. And it's not only a responsibility, but it's a privilege to enable them to live life to the fullest within the framework of their abilities. And that's a very special gift. And I think it's important because we all get bogged down in the day-to-day stuff and we forget. And I'll tell you where I recently learned this. Do you know who one of the most powerful jobs of spiritual caregiving is in our institutions? The people who come and clean the rooms, because they are an ongoing part of our residents' lives. And when they come in and they're mopping the floor and emptying a wastebasket and dusting a windowsill, there's always a conversation. And I have seen so many of people who do this to engage people and to give them an opportunity to be who they are when that person is there. So it's the love of people, and never ever forgetting that that cannot be subservient to the technique we use to fulfilling our job description. We all are in positions where we can make a difference in their lives. And that's why they have come to us, so that they can live. And our job, when you strip away all of the technical terms, is to help them live meaningfully.
I think that is absolutely wonderful and well said, and I can see why we selected both of you for this wonderful award. And you are so right. I love what you say about we are here to help them live their best lives, and wherever that journey takes. And on a personal and a professional level, I am so happy that in nursing homes, assisted livings, adult daycare, we are much more focusing on the person. And I know we all say it, person-centered care, but you both exemplify and you teach our students what we need to do in terms of being inspired by both of you. So I do want to thank you so very much for coming and spending a few minutes with us. And we look forward to seeing you next Thursday, November 7th, at the Doubletree Hotel. Just as a little reminder to people that might be listening, we've closed registration because we are full. But if you have a burning desire to come, just email me or Alex, and we will do everything we can to get you on the list. So thank you, guys, and we will definitely see you next Thursday.
Can I add
Sure,
one thing?
absolutely.
And I also want to add one thing.
Again,
Okay.
thank you very much for the honor and for the words. But what my husband articulated for the elderly, and that's what we're talking about today, people who are in supervised environments, really begins when you're younger. To provide a safe space, we should all be looking to provide this kind of a safe space for ourselves, for our spouses, for our siblings, for our children, for our grandchildren. Life is not always easy. And maybe when you get older, you have nothing else to do but think about it. When you're younger, you're running around trying to make it easier. But when you're older, you've done what you're going to do. But this safe space of being able to reach out and connect with a community, with an individual, with yourself, through journaling sometimes is good, through making tapes for elderly people who find it difficult to write, but who want to leave something to their offspring. They don't necessarily want to leave something. They want to leave something of themselves. And I think that pastoral care allows people to be able to do that. In our situation here, it's at the end of life, but the exercises are important for all of our lives.
I think that's wonderful. And Rabbi, great.
What I wanted to add was that for those of us who are involved in caring for people in our facilities and residences, at the end of the day, when you come home and it's been a tough day, and you try to think about what you were able to do to enable people to live more meaningfully, it's important for us to also think about what gifts did we receive today in doing the work we did? Because what we do can be very tough, but we shouldn't be afraid to acknowledge and acclaim and claim and enjoy the enrichment and the rewards that we receive from the work we do, because in truth, the real inspiration, or one of the real inspirations, is it is reciprocal and it's mutual.
Yeah.
And it is a truth that it's people who give also receive. And it's the both of those joining together that gives us the inspiration to do our sacred work.
That's really well said. Thank you. There is a little saying that says, the good feeling we get of our jobs is our second paycheck. And I know we all in this Zoom room feel that. I know my life has been absolutely enriched by working with elderly and doing these things. And I liked also what you said, Cecile, about looking at our life's journey in spirituality in all phases of it and having that safe space. Really quickly, and then we'll say goodbye, but I'm sure you know that in New Jersey, there's a very high rate of opiate addiction in people in their 30s and their 40s, and a very high rate of overdoses. And when they start tracking it, these are people who have walked away from some sort of relationship to a higher power. And I really think when you lose hope, and I think that's what we're all talking about today, is we give people hope. We give them a sense of being connected. So I thank you very much. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the celebration. And in behalf of Longtree, Alex, Atara, and my husband, Patrick, we thank you for accepting the award, and we really look forward to seeing you. So thank you.
Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you, and we
you,
look
Laurie.
forward to seeing you.